Now we are in the studio with Mr. Ben Getz here this morning, and we talk about lemongrass and why you would want to plant lemongrass in your own garden. Ben, very nice to have you.
Good to be here.
And lemongrass, I mean, it's something that I think a lot of people don't think about planting in their garden. So why would you actually want to add it to your garden?
I mean, there's so many reasons. One is that it's quite beautiful. It grows tall and it makes a really nice edging. Another reason is it's a really good pollination plant, so it actually attracts bees, particularly lemongrass.
Yeah.
And of course, it's a great culinary herb. Brilliant in teas. In fact, I use it quite regularly just with rooibos tea. So I'd actually just cut the leaves off, put it in hot water with rooibos, let it steep in a pot, and it really adds, I mean, it's lemongrass, so it adds that kind of citrus, lemony zest.
I also know it's widely used in cooking, especially in Asian flavors. It's really a flavorful plant to use. Now, in terms of your harvesting, when is the best time to plant, and when can you actually use or start using the plant?
Okay, well, like with most perennial herbs, you can really plant throughout the year. The best time to plant is before the spring, so sort of towards the end of winter or even at the beginning of winter. Lemongrass is nice because it doesn't require too much water, so it can deal with quite a dry environment, but it obviously does well with water. And in terms of harvesting, the more you harvest, the better. The same with most perennial herbs. So it actually really does well with a regular pruning, to actually cut back on the leaves to promote new growth.
Okay, brilliant. Now you want to, like you say, promote new growth, but what needs to go into the soil? Talk to us about how you would actually prepare your soil to plant this.
It doesn't actually need a very rich soil. It needs a nice, well-draining soil. Yeah, I mean, that's the main thing is like quite a sandy soil. It works quite well. The sand and compost mix, a standard potting soil mix without too much compost.
That's good to know, because I think especially down here in Cape Town or the coastal areas where you do get a lot of sand in the gardens. And like your fertilizer, I mean, what can you use? You've got a bowl of water here. What is the deal with the water?
Yeah, so we've got comfrey, which is an absolute must-have in any vegetable garden. Yeah, comfrey. So it's also, it used to be known as knitbone. It's got a lot of medicinal purposes, but we're not focusing on that today. Today we're focusing on how good it is as a liquid fertilizer. So essentially you have your comfrey in your garden, you literally just harvest some leaves. This can be done once every 2 weeks. Take a whole bunch of leaves. This is kind of a mini example. It would be nice to have a big bucket of water, and you literally tear up the comfrey leaves, put it in the water. Obviously it doesn't have to be a glass bowl, and allow it to decompose, to rot. It becomes quite a smelly substance, and it's a great liquid fertilizer for the whole garden.
How long would it take, roughly?
A week-ish in summer and 2 weeks in winter. Obviously, with more heat, it will break down a little bit more quickly. And this can be then applied. It's high in nitrogen in particular, and it can be applied throughout the garden to your lemongrass, to all your vegetables. Yeah, it's a wonderful one, and also just planted in situ, it's perfect as well.
I love it. A homemade fertilizer, as easy as that. Comfrey, who would have known? Great, Ben, thank you so much. So get going on those lemongrass at home. I think it's a great plant to add to all your other plants at home. But now, Ben, I want to ask you this. Have you ever given some thought about the fact that babies might be designed in the future?
Yeah, actually, me and my friends have been talking about that a lot. It's both exciting and a little bit scary how much technology is starting to influence our lives. Or not starting to, more and more is influencing our lives.
I think it scares me quite a bit, but take a look at this and then tell us what you think about this.